So when y'all got this call, did you know what you were signing up for? Had you watched the show?
I hadn't. I had to do a little research. And once I did do that, I called my manager back and I said, "Are you out of your mind? Call the next girl."
But here you stand.
Honestly. And I'm glad that I did it. I will say that. I'm very, very glad that I did it.
What made you want to do it and change your mind?
I think for me, I really wanted to prove to myself that I could do terrifyingly hard, exhausting things. You know, life is not that difficult in hindsight, you know what I mean? It put things in perspective for me, and I really just wanted to prove to myself that I could do really hard things.
And what about for you?
I mean, similar to that, I saw the show. I had seen it little bits and pieces, and I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But ultimately, in life, I feel like when you tackle things that are difficult or things you don't want to do, it ultimately makes you stronger. So there was a lot of things, and also the military. You know, like both my grandparents were in the military, and just the respect I have for the men and women of our armed forces is just up here. So getting the opportunity to go and just do that, but also getting to get to go home and go and be with my family, I felt like it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I felt it was almost my duty to get out there and at least try. You know?
Because this is a fully immersive experience. You're not talking to nobody else except for the people that you are in this challenge with. How did you manage just the mental toughness component of this?
A lot of tears. I cried my way, and I will proudly say that. Like, I cried my way through this experience, but I learned too that on the other side of tears and fear is a very empowered side of you that you'll never tap into if you don't cross that line. And we crossed that line quite a few times.
And then you're also a dad, having to leave your child behind. What was that like?
No, it's tough. You know, it was very tough. You know, it's there. It's a simulation. You know, you get to really see what our men and women go through when they do leave their families, and for them, they might never come back. You know, at least I knew this was a 2-week thing, and I could tap out and I could come home. For them, it's totally different. So it was really hard, but knowing that so many other people have gone through this experience, and you know, to be able to do that, it really is once in a lifetime opportunity. And you just have to immerse yourself, take it serious. You know, even though you can tap out, you really have to take it serious, and you got to really want it. You know, you got to want to be there. And so I think that it was a life-changing experience. It really was.
Finally, were there any unlikely connections that you forged with people in the group that when you first got there you didn't think you'd connect with?
For me, Marion Jones, I didn't realize it was her until a few days in, and we're having conversations like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do?" Yeah, former Olympian Marion Jones. And what's so crazy is, I think maybe like in the 4th grade, I dressed up like her. Like, I have photos. People used to tell me that I looked like her. So we had this moment where it was like, whoa, I know you. And then she became just such a huge support throughout the entire experience too. She was like almost like a mother figure. Like, I could lean on her shoulder and literally cry, and she not look at me, you know, weird about it. Love her.
And for you?
I feel like one of the most surprising things here was Cam Newton. I feel like, you know, the media kind of like portrays him in a certain way, and I had like a certain perception of him when I went into it, and thinking like, oh, I might not vibe with this guy, and he was one of my favorite people. I mean, he is such a warm, incredible person that, like, once I really got to know the real Cam through something like this, I was so surprised on what a good guy he is. I mean, a great father, a great friend. I mean, he was very surprising. Yeah.
Thank you both so much. Nice to see you.